Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Mancini, president of Carteret Community College, and thanks for joining us for this next episode of Bytes, the official podcast for Carteret Community College. I'm excited today to be joined by some folks from our student services area so that we could talk to you about enrolling for fall classes this year. I'm going to ask them to say hello and introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what they do for us at the college.
Well, I'm Louis Stroud. I'm the Dean of Student Services. I'm actually finishing up my first semester at Carteret, which means I've been there about 4 months. What I do as Dean of Students is we have financial aid, all sorts of student services, counseling, the admissions department, enrollment management, everything of that nature is something that I try to look out for and remove barriers from for our students, and then help the people that work in those departments remove barriers so they can do their job better. And like I said, I'm new to the college and I'm enjoying every minute of it so far.
That's great. Yeah. So what we do, we teach and we support teaching and learning, but we also have a lot of support services for students. And That's what's really important about the student services area.
And I'm Elizabeth New, and I'm the Director of Admissions and Enrollment. So I oversee functions of enrollment for any student seeking a degree at Carteret Community College. So that includes our dual enrollment program for Career and College Promise, our career coaches in health science, and just general admissions.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
And I am Brenda Long. I'm the Director of Financial Aid. My students call me the Money Lady. I'm the one that tries to find funds to help the students pay for tuition fees and books at our campus.
Thanks. Glad to have you all here today. And it is that time of year where we're having a lot of students enroll for fall this year. When do fall classes start, and what's the timeline for registration?
Well, register now. Get out there, come on down. We'll help you if you need help. The classes start on the 15th of August. And like I said, we're ready to go. Just come on down, visit any one of us, and we'll make sure you get in the right spot.
And I was going to mention, we do have some late start classes starting August 29th and October 17th as well. So if a student wants to get started, they can visit our website and do everything online. We do require transcripts for degree-seeking programs, so go ahead and contact the high school you graduated from today or the school where you received your GED and have that transcript sent from that school to us. And then you can apply online by doing residency, the application, and financial aid.
That's so great. Well, I keep seeing on the website this TFA phrase, and I was hoping maybe you could talk to me a little bit about the funding that's available for students right now, Brenda, and how people can take advantage of it.
Sure. We were fortunate that the college was able to set aside some funding to help students pay for tuition and fees for the fall semester. They do have to complete a financial aid application. We also suggest that they complete a scholarship application. They need to register for classes, and they complete the TFA form, which is online. They submit it online. It comes straight into our offices. Once that is done, then we will determine whether or not the students are eligible for other types of assistance or the TFA funds.
And TFA stands for?
Tuition and Fee Assistance.
Great. Oh, that's great. Yeah, those can be what keeps a lot of people from taking classes, the tuition and fees, and then books also. And I guess there's some money available for books for some people if you fill out the financial aid form.
There could be. We have quite a few scholarships on our campus. Our foundation does a great job of raising funds from the community and donors. And at this point, I probably have another 80 to 100 scholarships that are still waiting to be awarded. And they go to a variety of students. You know, they can be allied health scholarships, business administration scholarships, just all different criteria.
So it's kind of like the lottery. You can't win if you don't play.
Exactly.
So in this case, you can't get financial aid if you don't sign up and do the FAFSA form, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. The FAFSA is the starting point for any type of financial assistance, whether it's state financial aid, like I said, scholarships. We offer child care assistance if students need help paying for a daycare bill, and we have work study programs, which are jobs on campus. So we offer a wide range of assistance programs for our students.
That's fantastic. Well, so what's new at Carteret Community College this fall that existing students and prospective students might want to know about?
Well, I mean, we have with us, we're starting to work on the Talk Campus thing, which we have is for students to get nervous, like I just did there, and they have it overtake you for a minute. Well, if sometimes we all get a little overwhelmed doing stuff, especially if we're trying something new or we're in a new place, and that happens in college. We got new classes, we've got new schedules, we're trying to work around childcare, work, 2 and 3 jobs, and it can get overwhelming. Well, Talk Campus is actually a app on your phone or that you can reach out online on a laptop or a PC, and it's a peer-to-peer network that allows students talk to other students globally. There's like 500,000 other people on this program.
Wow.
And it's private, so they don't know who you are, but you can share things. They've been through other things. Some of our students can be trained on this to also help students from around the world. So I think that's one of the neat new programs that we have. It'll start the first day classes start, and we'll have everything out for the students to do that outreach. And then my favorite thing about part of my job is student activities. We have our Welcome Back Bash, which is, hey, everybody likes a party, right?
Yes, yeah.
So that's on the 22nd of August.
Great.
And then we have some other stuff going on as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I enjoy about working at Carteret is some of the unique programs that we have, 3 of which, one is aquaculture. We're the only community college in the state of North Carolina offering that program, and then our photography and our boat manufacturing program. And one of the exciting things about aquaculture is this year is a completely online certificate that a student can complete completely online. And then also something called aquaponics, which I had no idea what that is. But that is actually a partnership with our aquaculture program and our horticulture program, where we're using the byproduct from the fish that we grow to grow the plants that we grow in horticulture. So I think that's some really cool things that are starting in the fall.
That's great. That's exciting. Well, so Brenda, I know you've worked at Carteret Community College a long time. How many years?
This is my 28th.
Oh my
year.
goodness.
You're aging me.
No, I'm sorry about that. But you started when you were in elementary school.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
You've been such a great asset to the college, and so from that perspective, a lot of experience at Carteret Community College. What would you tell students who are thinking about attending are some of the reasons why you should go to Carteret Community College?
Well, our faculty and staff are extremely caring. I think one of the best things about them is that we want the students to succeed. And we will bend over backwards to ensure that the students succeed. If we need to hold a hand, if we need to walk them to the library, we're going to do that for our students. If we need to, help them with food insecurities or, different types of assistance programs, then we're going to do that.
Childcare. A lot of people think that childcare is a barrier that keeps them from going to school, and we do actually offer quite a lot of childcare assistance.
We do. Yeah, and childcare is extremely expensive, even for just one child. So that is a big barrier for a lot of students.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And Elizabeth and Lewis, you are newer to Carteret Community College, but you've worked at other colleges and universities in student services. So how about you? What would you tell a student considering coming to the school?
Yeah, so for me, I've worked at a larger community college, and my position prior to this one was working in the College of Engineering at NC State. And so our enrollment in just our department was double what the total enrollment is at Carteret. And so I would have to say class size and the culture of the college, and I think that the relationships that our students are able to build with faculty and staff are going to help them both personally and professionally in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to agree. I came from a larger community college just down the road or down the river, or however you want to look at it. And from what I've seen in the short time I've been here, the way the staff and faculty work with the students to make sure they get everything they need to succeed is just amazing. It's phenomenal. And that's one of the things that when I was researching some community college, I liked about this school, about your school, was the fact that every student that came there almost got a personalized service, and the customer service keeps them coming back, and the things that Carteret does in the community, it just helps the community in so many ways, makes it grow economically, and spiritually. So that's one of the best things I've liked about the school so far.
The student teacher ratio is one of the strengths we have, and it's actually one of the things that the Smart Asset study focused on when it named Carteret Community College #2 this year, in a comparison with over 800 other community colleges across the country. And so student teacher faculty plays a big role in our ability to offer that kind of individualized service and attention. So that's great. Well, how about from a work perspective? Because we are hiring too. We have some open roles right now at the college. And so from a work perspective, what do you like about working at Carteret Community College?
The people. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's the people, the culture, just the simple way you interact and quickly become family. You feel comfortable. And just the stuff you get to see, too. It's like with the aquaculture. I saw a $6,000 fish in a tank that was that big. I was you mean I can't eat it? No, it's $6,000. It was just neat to be able to see that kind of stuff. And it makes you, when you're here and it's just great because you become a part of it and you get excited about the stuff. You would have never heard me get excited about a fish in a tank before, and now I'm excited about it. And I like going over to see it. It's just the whole atmosphere of the college is amazing.
Good.
So Dean Stroud stole my answer. So it's definitely the people. I think if you enjoy the people that you work with, you can overcome many challenges that any job may have. Definitely the people.
Right.
Yeah, and I would have to agree. I would also like to add that I think the best day on our campus is graduation day. We watch these students go from semester to semester to semester, and I personally know what an education does and how it changes lives. And we've seen this over and over again in our students. So I really enjoy graduation day.
Thanks for mentioning that. It is really a special day on campus, and we all participate, which makes it a lot of fun too. So so before I ask my final question, if you were going to shout out a big commercial for people to go register today, what would you tell them to do?
Get your transcripts.
Order those transcripts.
I'm going to steal Brenda's answer probably because I'm all about free money. Go do your FAFSA. That gives you free money, access to scholarships. You can't have any access to that until you do your FAFSA.
Yeah, and we have a lot of classes that are filling up really quickly. So do that as soon as you possibly can.
Great. I think Lewis took yours.
Yeah,
I did.
he did, but that's okay.
Do the FAFSA. All right, well, I always ask my guests on the podcast what they're reading right now, if they're willing to share that with us. So do you want to share with us what you're reading?
I was laughing about it because it's the one I had to do when I first got here, Crucial Conversations, and I had to go through a class on that, and it was actually pretty good and goes along with some of the stuff that I like to read anyway. I'm more of a technical reader than anything else.
So Crucial Conversations, I happen to know because I also had to go through the class, is a book that teaches you how to have hard conversations with people.
Put your biases aside and be open.
Yeah, and that I'm glad you got that out of the course. Yes. That's great. Yeah, Elizabeth?
Yeah, so I generally like to read autobiographies and more about people who are inspirational. So I've probably read every Maya Angelou book that's possibly out there. But right now I have a 2-year-old that keeps me really active. So right now I'm reading children's books every night. But it's funny because his daycare workers can tell a huge difference. And they're like, well, what do you do with him? He's so smart. And I'm like, well, we read every night. But one of his daycare workers is actually a student at Carteret. And she's in our transfer program, and she hopes to be a child psychiatrist one day. And so we get to talk about child development and that kind of thing very often.
That's great.
I read fiction.
You read fiction? Well, if I can put a plug in for something new that came out this past week, The Beacon is our publication that we use to talk about all of the corporate and community education courses offered at Carteret Community College, and it has a flashy new look to it. So you can find The Beacon online at www.carteret.edu, or pretty soon you'll be able to see it all around the county as we distribute it via mail and other outlets. So I like The Beacon quite a lot. Anything else you'd like to share?
I would just like to share where to go on our website to apply, because I think we might have missed that. But if you go to carteret.edu and click on Future Students and apply register, you'll have access to figure out what kind of student you are and how to get started in the application.
Great. And anyone can stop in anytime
Absolutely.
and get some help from all of you all in the Henry J. McGee building on campus. And you can find all of these fine folks there. I'm so glad you could join me today. Thanks. And we look forward to seeing new students and returning students this fall when classes begin on August 15th. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.